Hey everybody, it's Charlie and I'm back. So I realize it's been a while since I've done a video talking about my mental health and the few things that have been going on with my disability. I have sort of been nervous to make this video, so I hope it's well received, but for me, over the last few weeks, I've had some significant changes to my mental health status as well as my employment status. The type of things that make you scared for your life. And that's exactly how I've been feeling lately. So for those of you who have followed my channel for a while, you know I've talked about my autism and how much I identify with the autistic community. I've been self-diagnosed for a while now. The resources and accommodations that are suggested for autism have been extremely helpful for me in work environments, school environments, and have also helped me in my just everyday reading and relationships so that I can improve the quality of my connections to the world, to help understand myself better and to help try to build a world where people of all ability levels can be free to live into their purpose. That's something that is so important to me and is sort of the core of everything that I do, because I myself have mental health disability and I need that to thrive in this world. But new symptoms have presented and I'm just in a different place now. Okay, so I found out that I am not autistic. Yeah, so it was a big shock for me as well. And it's something that I still really do have questions about. But I have actually been re-diagnosed with something that my healthcare providers thinks more fits my symptoms. So I didn't expect this to be so stressful. But I have been diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. Schizoaffective disorder is sort of like a mashup between schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, in that you have the mood cycles between mania and depression that people with bipolar have, and then also in between that having psychotic symptoms like hallucinations and delusions and paranoia and different things like that people with schizophrenia tend to experience. For me personally, part of why these symptoms went undiagnosed for so long was that I didn't know that my hallucinations and delusions were hallucinations and delusions. So for example, over the last 5 to 10 years, my world has gotten louder and louder to a point where I just could not stand it. I've talked in my videos before about how I have worn headphones to help cut down on the noise and just the anxiety that it provokes in me. My senses and the things that I was experiencing through my senses were just heightened. And over the last, especially like 5 to 10 years, that has just gotten progressively worse and worse, and until I recently admitted myself into a inpatient mental health facility. If you want to learn more about that story, I'll link to that above. But that experience is where the doctors and the nurse practitioners started to dig more into what was causing my senses to be more heightened and what was causing all of the noises and the reasons for me to have to wear my headphones all of the time, all of those things that were helping me to cope in my life. They tried to get back to the root cause of those, and it actually just wasn't what I thought it was. It was something that my brain is just doing to me, and now that I've been on the other side and am on medication and getting treated for what was hallucinations, I found that my world is a lot quieter, which is something that's not possible if you are autistic. On the autism side, it's like your senses are actually attuned to hearing more. For me, I was hallucinating noises that sounded loud. So I am now on medication that is helping me to quiet down and dampen the noises that I hear. Not to say that those sensory experiences aren't real to me, and that the things that I've done to help myself, as like wearing headphones and the self-education that I've had to learn through the autism community, all of those things are really on par with what the schizoaffective community has to deal with. So they've been helpful for me, but they are slightly different. And so I'm now coping with what that looks like in my life to have this slightly different diagnosis than what I expected. I wanted to share this information, even though I was nervous, because I hope that it will be helpful to other people who are in similar situations like me. What I'm realizing is that mental health is it's just way more wavy than I thought it was. And I thought that when I got answers, I would get answers, and those answers would change my life, and that would be the end of that forever. But the truth is that everybody is different, and especially when it comes to mental health and medications and what every person needs to survive and thrive, that can be different. And this is the type of thing that I wish that more people talked about, that diagnoses change and that lives change with it. And I'm learning to accept that about myself and accept that things could look different for me than I thought that they would before. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that I'm a failure in life. It doesn't mean that I have no worth to the world. It doesn't mean that I don't have a lot to give. And I feel the same for all of you, that I hope that you don't let your mental health condition, no matter what it is, stop you from being you and stop you from connecting to the world in whatever way that you can and whatever way you see fit. For me, it's making videos and recording the stories of people and how they feel seen, known, loved, and encouraged in the world. That brings me so much joy, and I hope it brings joy to you. So yeah, that is the first and I would say biggest thing that I have been dealing with. The second one is that I am unemployed, which has been sort of a direct result of the mental health diagnosis that I've gotten. I went through a period where I was just unable to work and needed some space and time to reconnect with myself and to think through what I wanted my next steps to be. And so that's what I've been doing over the last couple weeks, refocusing and really trying to bring my life back together and figure out what I want it to look like. At first I was really scared about all of this, that I didn't know what it will look like. And for me, as a person who struggles with perfectionism and wanting control of every part of my life, this was something that is hard for me. Being unemployed, not having control over my finances, not having control over what my life, if somebody will give me a job or if they won't, what jobs I'm able to take or not take based on the desperation. All of those things is sort of what I'm dealing with right now. And I don't have figured out exactly the best ways that I've coped with that, but I do know that mindfulness and self-reflection and self-care have been vital to me during this time. I've started stretching and doing yoga and working out and exercising more than ever, and that's really brought some peace and comfort to me in this time, even though things are a little bit chaotic with both my mental health and also with my financial health. I've also, over this last few weeks, have had great opportunities to connect with queer Christians who are really out there trying to change the world. I'm so excited to be a part of those beloved communities and to just share in them and aid in them and to be a part of them. I feel like for me, I really struggle to feel a part of communities. I feel like I'm often just in them, and that I'm not being connected to, or I don't connect to the people there. And it's hard, and it makes me feel really lonely, especially as I deal with my own mental health and feel lonely in myself. So for me to have these opportunities to connect with queer Christians of all sorts, Atlanta Pride just happened a few weeks ago, and that gave me a chance to connect with some friends who I haven't seen in a long time. And it just was the type of experience that restored my soul. And it helped me to realize that the rest of the things that are going on in my life with my mental health or my financial health, all of those I can deal with. They're things that aren't gonna steal my joy. They're not gonna bring me down, because I know that I have people out there who care. So if you get nothing out of this video, I hope that you know that I would love to be there for you as well. I pray for you guys every day, and my hope is still that together we can build a beloved community where everybody is seen, known, loved, and has the courage and the encouragement to live into their purpose. And that's what I hope to do every day, and I hope you guys will join me. So, see you soon. Deuce.